Well, good morning. I'm Gilbert, and it's a pleasure to get to lead a 45-minute class today where we are going to be building and working towards a balancing stick pose. And balancing stick is a posture from the Hot 26 sequence. If you're not familiar with it, it's like an airplane or Warrior 3, except your arms are together overhead, and then you're extending out through your fingertips, and then you're extending out through your leg, but balancing on one foot. And then peacock is an arm balance where you are you're using your triceps as a shelf underneath your ribs. And so you're hugging and squeezing in tight. And then your fingertips can either point away from your body or fan out. And we'll just do some different stuff to play with those poses. And let's go ahead and get started on our backs. So I'll be using some blocks. The blocks might be beneficial for the peacock pose. And they both complement each other very well because, yeah, you're using the entire core. Your entire body's got to be active, long, and reaching in both poses. And one where you're balancing on your leg, you're going to use that same engagement when you're playing on your hands. But yeah, let's go ahead and start on our backs. I'm sorry, the lighting's a little weird in this room this morning. But I want yourself to just get comfortable. Maybe starting in a savasana. And just first beginning to settle into your breath. Slow and steady, in and out of your nose. Equal length inhales and exhales. And taking a moment to acknowledge how it feels to be in the space that you're in. And acknowledge how it feels to be in your body. How are you showing up physically, mentally, emotionally? And then using these next 45 minutes as an opportunity to allow ourselves to experience whatever arises without fighting, without resisting, without holding on, without holding back, without really engaging too much, just focusing on the poses, letting everything else come and go and move with our breath. And start to bring movement to your fingers and your toes and your ankles and your wrists. And you rock your head side to side, take a full body stretch. And just know that this practice, like any other, it's just an opportunity to experience and to see how something shows up. Maybe notice how it feels when you get wobbly. Notice where your mind goes when you're shaky, or when something's new and challenging, or when something feels familiar and you feel strong. And just breathing through all of that. Take a banana stretch to the right ankle, bottom right corner of your mat, left ankle over it. Right hand reaches for your left wrist, and then reach to the top right corner of your mat. Here, both shoulders ground, both hip points ground, and breathe into the left side of your body. And reach. A few breaths. You're going to hear a slight tucking your tailbone, low back presses to the floor. And then switch. Left foot, left corner, right ankle over it. Left hand reaches for your right wrist, and then take it over to the top left corner of your mat. Breathe into the right side of your body. Extend long through your fingertips. And then release. And just bring your hands by your side, plant your feet about hips width distance, and go ahead and let your knees knock a little left to right. Or if you want, cactus in your arms. Just allowing yourself to move a little bit here, loosening up the hips. And then next time your knees pass through center, go ahead and pause. And hands by your sides, now bridge pose, press into your feet. And start by just tucking your tailbone and then lift one vertebra at a time. Slight tucking your chin and you bring your sternum up to meet it. And exhale, lower. Start with your sternum or the back. One vertebra at a time, all the way till your tailbone touches. And two more. Inhale, lift your tailbone, bridge pose. And exhale, take it back down. Last time. Bridge pose, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And from here, hands behind your thighs, and then just gently start to rock front to back. And cross your ankles, and make your way into a tabletop. And from your tabletop, let us, since we're going to be on our hands, let's just stretch our wrists a little bit more. So start by just coming on to the top of your left hand and top of your right. So now your palms are face up, and now gently here, just rock front to back. Not putting too much weight on your hands. If this is too much, maybe just start with one palm down, one palm up. And when you're ready, feel free to alternate. And when you're ready, bring the heels of your palms into one another. And so your fingertips point to opposite sides of the room, and then just rock gently left to right. Doing that a few times. And then rotating, so this way your fingertips point towards your knees. And elbows over your wrists, and then gently front to back. And here, if you want to get more into your wrists or into your fingers, maybe even lift the heel of your palm just slightly. Again, just mindful of how something feels in your body this morning. And now from keeping your hands just as they are, now from here, just lean forward and then bend at your elbows slightly. So now you're pressing your chest onto your triceps and just using them as a shelf. So lean forward and down, then up and back, and forward, down, up and back. One more time, forward and down, up and back. And now turn your hands the way you normally would for your tabletop. And just a shoulder protraction. So press into your hands, lift your back. Not quite cat back, just to tuck in your chin, and then just gently rock here, move in some circles. And take it in the other direction. And then pause. Now a retraction of your shoulders. Yep, shoulders still away from your ears, slight tucking your tailbone. Now here, maybe rock a little side to side. Or a little front to back. And one more breath out. Then inhale, protract, and now cat pose. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone. Oh, is that cat? Yeah, cat. Do we exhale? We exhaled here. Okay, stay here for an exhale. And inhale, cow, tailbone up. Heart forward, gaze up. And exhale, cats. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cats. Inhale, cow. Now keep this shape in your spine and puppy pose on the exhale. Extend your hands long in front of you. So hips over your knees, palms face down, bringing your belly towards your thighs, heart towards the floor. And now you can stay here if you want to make your puppy pose more active and get a deeper stretch across your chest, your armpits, and your triceps. Come onto the pinky side edge of both hands and palms face one another. And then here, look for a slight tuck in your tailbone. So it's going to help you lengthen your spine, and you're still pressing your chest towards the floor. And it's going to help you keep more active in the shape instead of it being passive. And this is also good for if you're working towards any sort of arm balance, or even just wanting to get your arms directly over your shoulders or shoulders over your wrists. So if you're working towards a handstand, this is a good drill. And one more breath out. And inhale, hands back to a tabletop. And exhale, cat pose. And inhale, cow. And go ahead and tuck your toes. Down dog, exhale. Bring some movement to your down dog. Just pedal your feet out. Notice how the mat feels underneath your hands and fingers spread wide. So you're using as much of your palm as you can in your base, and you're not just focused on pressing down through the heel of your palm. This is going to give you more stability. It's going to give you a stronger foundation. And just more control too with your hands. So you can kind of direct where you're going. And as you're ready, tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat with a breath out, meeting in a ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows, gently rock and sway. And shifting left to right, heel to toe. Shake your head yes, no, and yes. And then go ahead and release any grip you have, and halfway lift with an inhale. And forward fold with your exhale. Mountain pose, breathe in. Now we're going to take a side body stretch and just reach your left arm up and over to the right, and then reach your right arm down and over to the left. Now press evenly here through both feet, and think of rolling your left ribs up towards the ceiling, chin slightly away from your chest. And inhale, take it back up. Now we'll take it to the other side. So right arm reaches to the left, and then left arm reaches across and to the right. And keep rolling your right ribs back. And staying through one more exhale, then inhale, stand tall. Now as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of you, taking a wide sweeping motion, and bring your pinkies to touch. And then bend your elbows as you breathe out. And inhale, reach down. And inhale, sweep it back up. Then back bend, cactus your arms. And inhale to a mountain pose. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Now exhale to a crouch and curl, fingertips to the floor, hips to your heels, and forehead to your knees. Here, stretching the bottoms of your feet and opening up the entire back line of your body. And still make this active, so still feel your navel squeeze to your spine. And lean forward so you can plant your palms, and then step back to a plank. And go ahead and ground your knees. And exhale, press your hips back to your heels. Press firmly into your palms. Now pull forward, inhale to a modified plank. And exhale, send your hips back to your heels. Inhale to modified plank. Exhale, lower chin, chest, hips. And low cobra pose. Press the tops of your feet down, engage your quads, squeeze your glutes and tuck your tailbone. So now your hip points press into the floor. You're reaching your heart forward, and then lighten your hands as you lift your chest. And slight tuck here in your chin. Gaze down the tip of your nose. Reach through the crown of your head. One more inhale, lift. And now exhale, slowly bring your chin to the mat. Bring your hands by your side. Now arms tight to your body. Fingertips spread wide. You're going to press down and away. Think about pressing your shoulder points towards the floor. And now relax your left leg. Reach out through your right toes. And squeeze your right glute. Lift just your right leg. And we're going to do little pulses here for 8, 7. Keep pressing into your hands. 6, 5. Shift your weight forward for 3. Last 2. And 1. Relax your right leg. Reach out through your left toes and lift your left leg. And then lower and lift. Lower lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hands under your shoulders. Modified plank, press up. Tuck your toes and exhale, hips to heels. And inhale, down dog. Stay through an exhale. Inhale up on your toes. And exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a mountain pose. This time, if you want, reach for your left wrist with your right hand. And exhale, side body stretch to the right. Continue to roll your left ribs up towards the ceiling. Strong here as you squeeze your thighs. Press evenly through both feet. One more exhale. Then inhale, take it back up. Reach for your right wrist. Then exhale, take it to the left. Now, if this option doesn't work, feel free to take the same option that we did the first time through. Just giving ourselves different opportunities to try on some new things. Sweet. Or stay through the exhale. And inhale, rise. Now exhale, bring your hands down in front of you, pinkies to touch. And inhale, lift your palms. And exhale, down. Inhale, sweep up. Back bend, exhale, cactus your arms. Back to mountain pose, breathe in. And forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Crouch and curl, exhale. Lean forward, plant your palms, start to lift your hips, breathe in, step back to plank, ground your knees, hips to heels, breathe out. And inhale, modified plank. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, modified plank. Exhale, modified chaturanga. So elbows stay over your wrists, shoulders away from your ears, strong in your core. Press up with an inhale. Hips to heels, exhale. Modified plank, breathe in. Lower chin, chest, hips as you breathe out. Untuck your toe or toes stay untucked. Now you can stay in a low cobra, otherwise high cobra. Now incorporating your hands a little further. Still keep a tuck in your tailbone. Still squeeze your glutes so you're lengthening your spine first. Heart forward, shoulders down, back tall through the crown of your head. One more breath in, chin to the floor as you breathe out. Now hands by your sides. Again, palms pressed down and away. Shoulder points into the mat. Slight tuck in your tailbone. Now squeeze your glutes. Zip your legs tight. Lift both legs. And now we're going to tap the floor and lift. Tap and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5. Focusing on lower back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your legs. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale to modified plank. Tuck your toes and exhale hips to heels. Inhale to down dog. Lift your hips. Stay for a breath out. And inhale high on your toes. And exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. And inhale, mountain pose. This time we're going to take a steeple grip overhead. So steeple grip, you're interlacing all your fingers. Except for your pointer fingers. Your pointer fingers are reaching away from your body. All right, and try squeezing the heels of your palms tight. So now with your steeple grip, slight tuck here in your tailbone. So your spine is long. Extend through the crown of your head. Lift as high as you can out of your fingertips. Try to eliminate any gap of light between your shoulders and your neck. Now taking this over to the right side, bump your hips left. Chin stays away from your chest. Reach your fingertips to the right. So you're using your right arm to give yourself some length. Pulling your left arm over with it. Try not to collapse into the right side of your body. Pull your fingertips back another inch. Breathe here for 3. Hold 2. Inhale, rise up. Relax your shoulders on an exhale. Ground through your feet. Inhale, take it up again. Now bump your hips right. Reach to the left. Hold here and breathe. So everything's actively working together, trying to create length with each breath in, maybe finding depth with each breath out. Continue to roll your right ribs back. Press your right hip forward. Continue to reach out through your fingertips. Last 3 and 2. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, bring your hands down in front of you, pinkies together. Then inhale, lift your palms. Now your elbows are in line here with your wrists. So this is going to be your base for your peacock pose. All right, shoulders away from your ears. Your triceps are tight to your ribs and your core is active. Tailbone is tucked. Now then, breathe out, hands down. And inhale, take your hands back up and take a steeple grip overhead. And look up towards the base of your hands. Ground through your heels, lift up. Now here, taking a standing back bend, breathing for 5, 4. Let your gaze guide you for 3, last 2, and 1. Rise up. Then exhale, slowly forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And crouch and curl, breathe out. Now plant your palms, shift your weight forward, and step back to plank. And ground your knees, hips to heels, breathe out. Now inhale to a plank pose, shift forward, now tuck your toes. You can stay modified if you'd like, or knees lift. Take this breath in, and then hover your knees, hips to heels, breathe out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hover knees, hips to heels. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, high cobra, low cobra. Choose your variation. Up dog, shoulders over your wrists. Thighs off the floor, still squeezing your glutes, still tucking your tailbone, long in your spine. Another breath in, lower down to your chest as you breathe out. Now hands by your sides. I'm going to play with this is usually a fun drill. Hands by your sides, palms down. Start with a locust. Lift your legs, lift your chest. Now lift your arms. Then bring your arms overhead. Now we're going to roll over to the right side of our body, all the way onto our back. Keeping your legs lifted, keeping your arms lifted, keeping a slight tuck here in your tailbone. Low back presses down into the floor. Then make your way back to center. And then all the way over to the left and roll over. And breathe and reach, trying to keep your heels off the mat. Low back presses down, bring it back to center. Legs stay up, chest stays up, and then roll to your back over the right side. And pause. And take it back to center. Legs lift, arms lift, and then back over to your spine. Over the left side, and we're going to do it one more time each side, back to center, and then all the way to the right, back to center, and then all the way to the left, and then back to center. Hands under your shoulders, modified plank, press up, hips to heels, breathe out, and inhale, down dog, and exhale, and breathe in. And breathe out. Now inhale, lift your right heel high. Then low lunge, take a big step forward. Now strong here in your legs, hover your fingertips. Now with hovering fingertips, reach your hands out in front of you. So think biceps by your ears. Continue to extend. Take one more breath in. Then warrior two, spin your back heel to the mat as you breathe out. Reaching wide, fingertip to fingertip. Shoulders stack over your hips. You're pressing down. You're squeezing in. And then reaching wide. So everything's working together. Notice if you're overcompensating in one part of your body. And then make whatever adjustments you see fit. Go ahead and flip your front hand. And reverse triangle, straighten your front leg. And breathe space into the side of your body. Take this inhale. And now Skandasana, or side lunge to the back of your mat on the exhale. You can keep your hands at heart center. You can bring your hands down to the floor. You can reach wide. Yeah, steady here in your base with your breath. And last exhale. And inhale, star. Take it back up. And then exhale, side angle pose. So now right toes point to the front. Right elbow to your right knee. Left arm high to the ceiling. So you're stacking where you can. And now open your palm, right palm to the front, and extend and reach out through both hands. Yep, so here stacking your shoulders. Continue to roll your left ribs back, right ribs under. One more breath in, and low lunge, breathe out. Inhale to plank. Maybe hover your right foot, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down. Inhale your left leg up. And exhale, step between your hands. Low lunge. And hovering your fingertips. Again, focusing here on the strength in your legs. Hover your belly off of your thighs. And now from here, just extend and reach your arms forward. So you want a long line from your fingertips through your right heel. And still strong here in your core. Take your breath in. Then warrior two, breathe out. Sweeping your right hand back. Adjusting your feet if needed, shoulders over hips, and left knee over your left ankle, pointing at 12 o'clock straight out in front of you. If you want more depth, sink a little deeper into the lunge. Flip your left hand, inhale, reverse triangle. Then exhale, Skandasana, side lunge to the back of your mat. So in your Skandasana, you want your knees and toes pointing in the same directions to protect your joints. So whether that means your front foot's towards the ceiling or grounded down, pressing through the pinky side edge. Again, your whole leg, knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Same thing with your back foot. And stay for your breath out. And inhale, star. And exhale, side angle. Left elbow to your left knee. Then inhale your right arm up to the ceiling. And reaching wide, strong in your core. Open your palms overhead. And now extend and reach through both arms. Focusing here on the strength in your legs, the stability in your core, ease in your breath. Last inhale. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And breathe in. And out. And breathe in. And out. Now inhale, shift forward to a plank. Exhale, hover knees, hips to heels. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. And fold, breathe out. Chair pose on your inhale. Hips sit low, bend at your knees. Chest lifts. Shoulders relax, but your arms are active. And keeping weight in your heels. Now we're going to shift into a drinking bird. Start to shift your weight to your toes. Come up onto your tiptoes and sweep your hands back. Now palms facing one another. Scapula retract. Stay high on your tiptoes. And now inhale, just reach your hands forward. Flex your wrists. And exhale, plant your palms. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Now you can step, or if you want to jump back to chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. And down dog, breathe out. I'm going to move through that one breath, one movement. Inhale your right leg up. And exhale, step between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms forward. And exhale, warrior two. Flip your front hand and inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, skandasana to the back. Inhale to start. Exhale, side angle to the front. Open your hands and inhale, reach forward. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, plank, hover your foot, and exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, extend your arms forward. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, skandasana to the back. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior side angle to the front. Inhale, reach through both arms. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, plank. You can hover your foot and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hover knees, hips to heels, step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale to chair. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, hands forward, flex wrists. Exhale, plant your palms. Inhale, lean forward, lift your hips. Exhale, step or jump. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. We're going to move through that one more time. And this time just adding on some different stuff to work our core. And inhale your right leg up. Exhale, lunge. Now strong here in your front leg. Going to take off to a warrior three. Sweep your arms forward and take it up. Press into your right foot. Level up your hips. Think about taking your thumbs up towards the ceiling. Chest down towards the floor. Breathe here for three. Last two. Back to a low lunge. Breathe out. And inhale, reach your arms forward. And exhale, warrior two. Flip your front hand. Inhale, reverse triangle. And exhale, skandasana to the back. Star, breathe in. Side angle to the front. Breathe out. And inhale, reach your arms forward. And exhale, low lunge. Step back to plank and hover your right foot. Now roll to the outside of your left foot. Side plank. You can stay here. You can ground both feet. You can take your left knee down to the mat. but ground and reach. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands to the mat. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, low lunge. Now strong here in your left foot. Take off to warrior 3. Reach your hands forward. Lean into your left leg. Lift your right foot behind you. Find your breath. Continue to reach out through your fingertips, out through your toes, palms facing one another. Last 3, 2. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, reach your hands forward. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, skandasana. Inhale, star. Exhale, side angle to the front. Inhale, extend through both arms. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, plank, and taking it to side plank, choosing your variation. Again, grounding both feet, maybe grounding your right knee, lifting your left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands down, lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hover knees, hips to heels, step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Chair, breathe in. Drinking bird, breathe out. Listen for the change. Reach your hands forward, flex your wrists. And exhale, lower your hips down to your heels. Now we can have an opportunity to play with crow if you want to play with crow. You can think triceps, knees. Now you can stay here. This can be your crow pose. If you don't quite have crow and you want to get more comfortable on it, press your triceps against your knees. Keep your weight on your feet, and now bring your hands out in front of you. Just lean forward, see if you can maybe float your feet and take it back. Back to your hands, back to your feet. Give yourself another 5, another 4, and 3. Last 2. Now just a forward fold. Breathe out. Halfway lift, separate your feet hips distance if they're not already. Then take the forward fold here of your choice. It can be peace fingers to toes, gorilla pose, it can be a rag doll, it can be a tree hugger. Yeah, breathing wherever you're at for another 3, and 2, and 1. Release. Halfway lift on your inhale. Heel toe your feet together and exhale, forward fold. Now come all the way up into a mountain pose and bring your palms to touch. And then eagle on the right side. Bring your right arm underneath your left. Palms to touch. If that's not accessible, grab or touch the back of your hands. Or even just bringing your forearms and elbows together. So in this eagle pose, we want to pull our elbows down to our navel, shoulders away from your ears. Stay grounded in your left foot. Come onto your right tiptoe, sit low, lean back. When you feel good here, now bring your right leg up and over for eagle. Everything wraps and hugs and squeezes tight to the midline of your body. And as your shoulders pull down away from your ears, think here of lengthening and extending out through the crown of your head. Hold steady. Here for another 3, and 2. Inhale, unwrap, back to a mountain pose, and let your palms touch. And then now take it to the left side, left arm underneath your right. Again, palms, back of hands, forearms and elbows together. And on all your weight in your right leg, come up onto your left toe, sit low, lean back. When you feel good, cross your left leg up and over. Yep. So if you had a mirror in front of you, you'd be able to see your ankles, knees, navel, elbows, wrists, crown of your head, all in the same line. Your scapula is separated, and shoulders down away from your ears, extend out through the crown of your head. And just for 3, 2, and inhale, unwrap. Mountain pose, bring your palms back to touch, and bring your hands down to heart center. Now we're going to combine our eagle pose, and we're going to build into a balancing stick. Now if balancing stick doesn't seem like it's there for you, feel free to just take a warrior 3, keeping your arms parallel. overhead, or else feel free to take an airplane, just bringing your hands by your side, all right? So now from your mountain pose, reach your hands high, palms to touch, and move back into an eagle, right arm under. Round into your left heel, sit down and back, then right leg over. Not here for too long, just for 5 and 4, 3, single-legged Tadasana, and 2, inhale, unwrapped, single-legged Tadasana. Now here, take a steeple grip overhead. Now you want your triceps just slightly behind your ears. Again, try to eliminate any gap of light between your neck and your arms. And I'll start to lift up and start to lean your heart forward and kick out through your heel, bringing your body to a capital T. Then point out through your toes, out through your fingertips, hold and breathe here for 7, 6, 5, thanks, arms up, chin away from your chest, last 4, 3, gaze is 6 to 8 feet out in front of you, 2, and rise, mountain pose, hands to heart center. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and out. Hands together overhead on your inhale. Eagle on the left side, left arm under. Left leg over. And just here for a moment. Finding stillness in the pose, easing your breath. Last 3, 2, single-legged Tadasana. Hands to touch. Retake your steeple grip. So your fingertips are just extending out through the crown of your head. Feel the lift and space here in your ribs. Feel your navel squeeze to your spine so everything is active. Start to reach your heart forward. Kick your heel back. Extend through your toes. Reach through your fingertips. Everything squeezing muscle to bone. Hold and breathe. Find your ease for 7. Breathe for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rise. Hands to heart center. Take a breath in, breath out, and breath in and out. Now go ahead and move to the back of your mat. This isn't a graceful transition, but we're doing it. So move into the back of your mat. If you want, you can grab your blocks. So from the back of your mat, feet about hips width distance, and take a yogi squat, toes point out. You can sweep your hands high, and exhale slowly. Here, take a seat. Yeah, so tailbone towards the floor, tall through the crown of your head. Shoulders drop back. Nice. And from here, lean forward so you can plant your palms and go ahead and ground your knees and bring your big toes to touch and take a seat on your heels. So this is going to be one entry point for peacock pose. And then I'll show you another way that we can get into it. So if you're not familiar with peacock, your triceps again are going to be shelves. And you're coming out and just underneath your chest. So this way your triceps are pressing into your ribs, tucking your tailbone, your core, and your abs are strong. So that's going to be your shelf. Okay? And I'll just demo it right quick before we get into it. So peacock, you're here, strong in your back, strong in your core, extending through the crown of your head. And so yeah, we'll break that down. So staying seated on your heels. If you want to use blocks for the tops of your shoulders, feel free. Otherwise, you can just leave those by your side. So take your hands high overhead, palms to touch, and now sweep your arms down and around and in, okay? So now your fingertips are pointing down towards the floor, maybe out to the side if that's more comfortable. And now you're just going to lean forward, planting your fingertips, planting the heels of your palms, and then pressing your chest into your arms. So staying here, engaging your core. Now you can press your feet into one another and just try hovering your knees. And if you can get your knees to hover, maybe you extend out, press into the heels of your palms. So you're extending out through the crown of your head. So think of a turtle popping its head out of its shell. Shoulders pull down and away, extend, core strong. So this way you're giving your arms something to support. That's going to help you use your low back to get your legs up. And when you're ready or when you're done playing with it, feel free to come back down. And a way that you can use the blocks here is setting the blocks up just for where your shoulders are going to be. So this way your shoulders can rest on the blocks. You're still using your triceps. And then from there, playing with lifting your legs. All right? So that's one way to get into it. So if you need to roll your wrists out, go ahead and sit back, roll your wrists out. And the second option is going to be more from a plank to chaturanga. So we can actually do that from a tabletop. So that's where we'll start. So from your tabletop, externally rotate your hands. Now your fingertips point back away from you. And now you're going to lean forward and then lower, taking similar to chaturanga arms. And you can come onto your toes, reach forward. Maybe you play with lifting one leg and alternate. Maybe you play with lifting both. And then you're just trying to find that sweet spot where your body can lift and float. And then you're going to teeter-totter. You press a lot into the heels of your palms to shift your weight forward. And then you're going to use the strength in your upper back to lift. And that way your legs can lower. And then it's just fine-tuning the posture from there. Eventually trying to get yourself parallel to the mat. But giving yourself an opportunity here to play with it, to try it on. Notice how it feels. And squeezing your legs into one another. Keep reaching through your toes. So everything's active, working together where you can still breathe. You can fall on your face. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and take a seat on your heels. When you bring your hands together and release your fingers, roll your wrists out. And maybe open and close your hands or just whatever you need to stretch your wrists again. And go ahead and grab a block. Lower all the way down to your back. And bring your heels in. Lift your hips. And set the block underneath your sacrum. On a waterfall pose, kick your heels up. We're doing a lot on our back, so just allowing our low back to release. If you would want a supported bridge, feel free to do that as well. Sit for another moment, another 3 and 2. Ground your feet. Lift your hips, remove the block. Actually, if you've got 2 blocks, set them up kind of by your calves. I like using blocks in Savasana. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting pretty close. And we're going to take a happy baby. If you want to modify, hands to your knees or behind your thighs. Feel free to grab the outsides of your feet. And just gently rock and sway. And maybe play with straightening your legs. And bring your knees and thighs together when you're ready and forehead up to meet them again, squeezing into a little ball. And then release. Calves on the block. Arms by your side and body just heavy on the floor. And take a moment here to notice what you're feeling, to notice how you're feeling, to notice where you're feeling. Allowing yourself to just observe without getting too distracted or without engaging. And just continue to let your breath move effortlessly through you. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your practice, your effort, your energy, your willingness to try something new, to do something different, and allowing yourself to experience everything that comes with that. The uncertainty, the vulnerability, and just knowing that there's no right or wrong, but each opportunity, each pose is just a moment for us to acknowledge something within ourselves and that we can learn from it. And that maybe we can try to do something different the next time. It's just constantly evolving, constantly growing, that there's no sort of perfect. It's just how can we do better? And thank you so much for sharing your morning. And it's been such a pleasure and an honor. And until next time, namaste.